And moving right along places us in Up Close and Personal. The hostess here is Dr. Nandini Mouli of E3 from the Capital Forum. Here, Dr. Mouli has with her two very special guests who are going to demonstrate divine vegetable carving. Interesting. Let's see.
Good morning and namaste. Thank you for tuning in to us. This is Up Close and Personal. I'm Nandini Mouli, coming into your living room through a very, very unique program that we are going to demonstrate and show to you how to do divine carving. Yes, it is divine carving. You must be wondering, what is it all about? To start off, I want to discuss the people who are going to be doing this divine carving first, and then going to the nitty-gritties of what is this. My friends, Sai Sravan Cherukuri and his wife, Saisree Cherukuri, have come all the way to show us all their passion. They are both into divine activities throughout the area, Maryland, Virginia, and Washington, D.C. Sai Sravan Cherukuri, by background, is a student of Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning from Puttaparthi, and his wife, Saisree Cherukuri, supports him in all his divine activities. Sai Sravan has been teaching Vedas to the youngsters in this area, and both of them are involved in the Bal Vikas activities in the South Bethesda Sai Center. Along with this passion, they also have passion of doing something very unique with vegetables, fruits, and food. Yes, you heard it right. Sattvic food is their passion, and Sai Sravan by himself is practicing the sattvic food, eating only raw food for his meal, everyday meal. And for the past year or so, he has been doing that. Yes, Sai Sravan?
Right, that's right.
Yes, and he has seen quite a lot of benefits out of this sattvic food, raw food, cooking, no food whatsoever, but just living on raw food. And today, Saisree and Sai Sravan are going to take it to another notch and show us how to bring divinity into your living room, into your party, into your celebrations by preparing divine figurines out of vegetables, out of fruits, so that you add color to your gathering. And I have invited them to the studios of GTV to show us and have a small peek through how they are doing it so beautifully, so that the product is really, really touching everybody's heart along with the stomach, because after this is all done, you could eat every little bit they do here. So stay tuned to the next 15 minutes of this divine carving workshop. Sai Sravan and Saisree, thank you so much for being with me on the studios of GTV. And I would simply ask you to start your project now.
Sure.
And in between, I will probably ask you some questions. But I'm so delighted that you could bring your passion and talent to the GTV network today.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nandini, for the wonderful introduction of us. And I will let the sculpture sculpt Lord Ganesha to begin with. As we all know, Lord Ganesha is one who removes all the obstacles in our life. So we thought, having the passion in this fruits and vegetables, we thought we will showcase how to carve Lord Ganesha, who would remove all the obstacles in our life.
Yes.
While my wife Saisree gets her magic fingers on carving Lord Ganesha, I can take any questions you have and I can explain the things that run behind our lives and the drivers, major drivers that drive us.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's so nice of you to do that. And I know this is not an ordinary talent, ordinary idea, Sai Sravan.
Sure.
So how did you get this concept all in a sudden?
Sure. I guess a little bit history about me and the kind of passion that drove me. Like you already mentioned that I am living for the past 2 years or so on just raw food, zero cooking, no cooking at all. As we are progressing on that path, and suddenly it struck us that we have been using vegetables and fruits a lot in all our day-to-day life.
Yes.
Then it just an idea struck one fine morning to us that we should begin being creative in bringing out Lord Ganesha through vegetables.
Yes.
So we just went to a shop one fine morning, and we saw 2 watermelons, and it just struck to my wife, how about making a Lord Ganesha? Then I was little dumbfounded. How can you make a Ganesha with watermelons? Then she gave her idea, like we can, the way you can see her here, she has put the bottom and the top with the 2 watermelons.
Yes.
And you see now the Lord Ganesha is being slowly architect here.
Yes.
And we all know the story how Lord Ganesha was architect
Yes.
by Mother Parvati.
Yes.
So similarly, I think we have the great fortune to create Lord Ganesha.
Yes.
And the good thing in this is everything is edible in this.
Yes.
So like you mentioned in your introductory notes that we can we can feel the divinity in all our parties too.
Absolutely.
And in our home it's a sign of auspiciousness,
Yes.
lush green, and we all would want to have our lives evergreen.
Yes,
So that's about it, and it really inspired us to get to this stage.
Beautiful.
And me and my wife are very happy, will be very happy to impart this skill to whomever wishes to learn this art. And
Absolutely.
this is
Now I
something-
know that you two are great teachers, so you
Sure.
can teach anything. You can teach Vedas, you can teach human values for the children.
Right.
You can teach them to think Swami
Definitely.
through this type of artwork also.
Definitely.
And have you tried talking to the children in your Balvika students about it? And have you
Yes.
seen any of these?
Yes, in fact, recently we had a huge gathering which is called Sai Retreat. We had about over 1,000 families, 1,000 members coming together.
Yes.
And that's where it's one of the area where we did this kind of artifact there. And a lot of kids and adults were very impressed with the creativity, and they have shown a lot of interest like you have
Yes.
to learn the art of making different artifacts with
Yes.
just vegetables. So our really, once you get into any grocery stores, your creativity just starts like that, and sky is the limit for that.
Beautiful, beautiful. And one great thing about this is also the fact that it's not going to go away. In other words, after you make it, unlike in ice sculpting,
Right.
it melts away, so you really need to take precautions to preserve ice
Right.
sculpture.
Right.
In this case, you can keep it as long as it's able to keep the
Yes.
freshness.
Freshness. That
Yes.
is very true, Dr. Mouli.
Yes.
And we can have this for about 2 to 3 days.
Okay.
And after that, it can straight get into our salad.
Yes.
And that's so divine. All our positive vibrations are already in it.
Right,
And
right.
it's not going anywhere.
Very nice, very nice. And knowing that you are also into quite a bit of, reciting slokas, reciting other things, as you are preparing, I'm sure there's positive energy going into this through your thought process,
Right.
through your recitation and so
Right.
on and so forth. So I'm sure you know this, as we prepare food in our home,
Right.
the more and more we hear, we chant, we listen, in all angles, the Swami activities or Swami things, then the food itself gets the positive energy, divine
Definitely.
energy, and so on. So this is an example of that, I suppose.
Definitely,
in your lifestyle.
very rightly said, Dr. Mouli. And there's a very famous saying by Lord Sri Satya Sai Baba, who said, "Food is God," and literally, food is God, because while we make food at home, I think. If we have a lot of positive vibrations in the kitchen,
Yes.
that certainly food is so divine,
Yes.
and it has the ability to absorb the vibrations, whatever be the vibrations, be it positive or otherwise. But if you create that ambience while we are cooking, if you're chanting some slokas or singing some bhajans, certainly that vibrations are absorbed in the food, and whoever partakes
Yes.
gets those vibrations in the most subtle and purest form.
Very nice.
And obviously that has a lot of impact on the individual who's consuming the food.
Yes.
So that's one benefit. And as you see, Dr. Mouli,
Yes.
the Ganesha is slowly being
Oh,
architected.
beautiful.
And this is all just pure vegetables.
Yes.
And
You have zucchinis, yellow zucchinis.
yellow
going in,
zucchinis, yes.
and pieces of the melon itself are on the side as
Right.
ears and so on. Okay, very nice.
So everything is edible and reusable.
Yes.
That's the beauty of this art.
Very nice, yes. And can I ask you, did you have to go through any kind of training or internet search or any such a thing? How did every piece, every organ on Ganesha come about to you as this is probably the best vegetable to go there? For example, snake gourd. Saisree is just now inserting snake gourd. And it's just appropriate, I think, because of the way it curves around.
Correct.
It's also green along with the face and
Correct.
so on. So did you have to take some sort of brainstorming between the two of you to come up with the ingredients to go into your figurine?
Sure. To be honest, my wife is more creative than me. But certainly, yes, any vegetable that we look in the grocery store, immediately we think about, and my wife thinks, very creatively, and she tells me this could be the Ganesha's trunk, or this could be Ganesha's ear, or it could be any other artifact.
Beautiful.
So that's where the creativity starts flowing.
Very nice.
And snake gourd is a beautiful and a sweet vegetable, and this acts as Ganesha's trunk. What else can be?
Awesome. Very nice, very nice. And Saisree, I can see that your hands are just moving so effortlessly to different parts of Ganesha, and I can agree with Sai Sravan as to how the creativity, head of the creativity, I suppose, in the household is you, and congratulations, really wonderful.
Thank you very much,
Wonderful.
Nandini.
Yeah.
These are just our choice of vegetables. We can do it with any choice or anything which is available at home also. We can be creative doing it. It's not, this is not just restricted to these kind of vegetables only. Anything, whatever we have, any melon, any eggplants or anything, we can use anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
To fit into that particular
Yeah.
area and a design and things like that.
yeah.
Very nice, very nice. I have also noticed that you have a string of small cherry tomatoes.
Right.
And it looks to me like a garland perhaps, which is going to go on it.
Yeah.
Okay. And
That is true, Nandini. That is a garland made out of cherry tomatoes and cilantro or other things.
Okay.
And that's again, like I said, everything that gets onto Ganesh is edible.
very nice, very nice. And you mentioned this is cilantro, so it's going to be a fragrant mint or cilantro
Yes,
will be there.
it's a mint, I'm sorry. Mint is put in between these tomatoes
Very nice.
just to give that rich look.
Yes.
And also when we put in our salad or food, that gives a very unique flavor, and it enhances our eating style, or the way we eat it. Really, every bit of it we relish it.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, yes. It's colorful at the same time, I'm sure, since you live on salads and green food,
Right.
you probably have given quite a lot of thought to some of these greens.
Sure.
Like kale or this, the
Sure.
mint and whatnot. And one of
Sure.
these days, we have to have you come back, Sai Sravan, to talk
Definitely.
about the sattvic food.
Definitely.
And how to prepare the best delicious recipes with some of those
Definitely.
choices and so on. So
It would be my great pleasure, Nandini, to tell everybody the benefits of eating raw food.
Yes.
And eating raw food, I just wanted to make a mention that it's going to be really very tasty food, and it will be very sweet.
Yes.
And every meal you would look forward for the next meal.
Wonderful, excellent. I cannot thank you enough once again, Sai Sravan and Sai
Yeah,
Sri,
yeah.
for this beautiful, creative piece that's sitting in front of us, I feel like worshipping him. Ganesha is in front of us. I feel like
Sure.
worshipping him, and really happy that you two could come. Maybe we could put this as a head cover or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
this
is
is
a
like a
crown.
Very nice.
Yeah, everything we are securing the everything vegetable with the screwers and also the toothpicks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very excellent.
And also we have two beautiful bouquets, which are, of course, finally going to adore our Lord Ganesha.
Beautiful.
These are again done by all vegetables. You see,
Yes.
And
One excellent, very nice. This is now a complete figurine of Lord Ganesha with the flowers and fruits around him as prasad and offering and so on and so forth. So once again, thank you for tuning in to us. This is the art of divine carving. Many more items are yet to come. So I'm hoping that you will all get to see our shows in near future. More and more treat is waiting for you. And this is once again Sai Sravan Cherukuri and Saisree Cherukuri, who are the guests for today's program. I'm Nandini Mouli, signing off from the Up Close and Personal show. Thank you so much once again. Have a pleasant afternoon and a weekend. Namaste.